Welcome back to the CS Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shanafel, and I am now joined by 2014 NFL Draft prospect, running back out of Wagner College, Dominique Williams. Thanks for joining the show, Dom. How's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. Just, enjoying the journey.
Hey, I bet. Now, I talked to you a couple months before the season began, and you said that your goal for the season was to continue winning football games at Wagner. You guys finished the season 3-8 with victories over Georgetown, Sacred Heart, and St. Francis. And personally, Dom, you finished the season with over 1,100 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, I know you may have not reached those team expectations, but how about the personal expectations? Were you happy with the way you performed this season?
You're never happy with the way you perform when you lose, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of tough for me to even fathom the fact that I would look at my own stats when we didn't win.
Do any of those games that yourself and the Wagner Seahawks played in this season stick out more than others? If so, can you kind of just tell us why that is?
Say that again?
Do any of those games that yourself and the Wagner Seahawks played this season stick out any more than others?
Any of the games this season stick out more than others?
Yes, sir.
Pretty much the last game of of the season, because at that point we were faced with so much adversity throughout the season. It was just the last game, and we all kind of just grasped the moment of especially with the seniors leaving and the group of guys that were debating on transferring and everything because of the loss. And I just prove to them, how to battle adversity and how to stick with it, because, my time at Wagner, my first couple of years, it was pretty much the same record as it was this past year. But then, a good group of us stuck with it, and we ended up winning the conference championship to, my supposedly senior year. And that was kind of what I left them with, was just stick with it, man. Everybody's not going to win every game. But as long as you work hard enough, you'll win. And that's what we did. We worked hard and we won that last game. I think that kind of sunk in.
Dom, you've rushed for over 4,400 total yards during your time at Wagner College. Now, that is 4th all-time in the Northeast Conference football history. Looking back, entering Wagner as a freshman, did you ever think that you would, rush for so many yards and impact your team as much as you have?
Not necessarily. Like I said, I always look at it to win the game. Because football, I love the game of football, and that's all I want to do is win and just feel that victorious feeling of you get when you win and all your teammates is enjoying the game. Mm-hmm. But, selfishly, I probably might have thought of it for like 2 minutes, and then after that, it was all work from there, team effort.
Now, obviously you're all about the team, and that's always great. You want that on your team, and I just got to ask you: does it mean anything to you to have your name on that list?
It means something to me because it's a legacy, and that's what I work for. It's not what I do now, but it's what legacy I leave behind. Mm-hmm. And I've always been a fan of Ray Lewis, and that's something he always said. So I think I left a good enough legacy. So it inspires.
It certainly looks that way, Dom. And, entering your sophomore year in 2010, you suffered a knee injury which held you out for the entire year. And, this was after starting 8 games and recording over 900 total yards and 9 touchdowns as a freshman. Would you say that knee injury built your confidence and strength and ultimately made you a better football player in the long run? Or do you feel that knee injury, held you back some?
I feel like the knee injury made me a better person. It gave me a lot of time to myself, and separated my immaturities, on and off the field. And it kind of just made me grow up more, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was a tremendous adversity moment. And overcoming it was, even more fulfilling to know that I could come back from something like that.
Chris Shanafel. Oh, I'm sorry, Dom. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say, as far as, my football abilities, I never would have thought they would have gone away.
Oh, all right. Now, Chris Schanfeld talking with 2014 NFL draft prospect out of Wagner College, running back Dominique Williams. Now, Dom, how would you, describe the ups and downs, the 5 years that you spent at Wagner College?
You said describe the ups and downs?
Yeah, just describe your overall experience there, can you?
It was a roller coaster. Definitely was a roller coaster. Starting off a decent year, and then the knee injury, and then losing. And it was a learning experience. I say that it was a great learning experience, and it humbled me. So that's one word I would say is that I got my humility in check once I gone through these 5 years of life.
All right, now there is currently one Wagner alum that's on an NFL roster, and that is Detroit Lions linebacker Julian Stanford. Is there any chance that he has reached out to you and kind of told you what to expect in the process of getting ready for the NFL?
Oh yeah, all the time. He came back and worked out with us in the summer, and pretty much we talk, from time to time. And when I need to ask him something, his number is always open. So. Yeah, he's giving me some advice.
Now I know you've been training a lot, getting ready to achieve your dream and being in the NFL. How is your training going? And can you just give us the details on maybe where you're training at, who you're training with, all that?
I won't say where I'm at and who I'm training with, but I'm working hard, man. That's all I'll say for now.
All right, man, we don't want the paparazzi to come after you, man, so I don't blame you on that. Hey, Dom, do you have a scheduled date for your pro day, or if you don't want to let that information out, what are some of your goals? What are some of the numbers you want to hit at your pro day?
I'm not sure what my pro day will be just yet. We're still working on that. Trying to fit it in between certain other schools' pro days so we don't overlap. Mm-hmm. But my goal is pretty much to impress. I don't know. I set the bar pretty high for myself as far as my secret numbers. I won't reveal those, but try to do as best as I possibly could.
Now, I don't know. Have you even thought about that, the next time you get ready and suit up for a football game that, chances are looking pretty good that it'll be for an NFL team and an NFL game. Have you even thought about that?
Not yet. It's all been a surreal moment to just be preparing myself to get there. Mm-hmm. But as far as suiting up, I was taking the approach of going one day by day and not trying to think too far ahead.
Hey, that's always a good thing as well. And Dom, with all that being said, I got to say, thanks much for your time, man. It's always a pleasure speaking with you, and hopefully we could do it again, and, hopefully we continue to be in touch, man.
Thank you.
All right, take care.